Okay, so we have completed the module 1. Let me move everything related to module 1 on the right hand side of my marker and start with module 2. Okay, so let's see module 2. Initialize a local amplifier application. In this module, you will install and configure the Amplify CLI. Introduction. I'm going to install this Amplify CLI inside of a Docker container. So let me stop the server and we'll install the CLI. Now that we have initialized the new Amplify project in our account, we want to bring it down into our local environment so we can continue development and add new features. In this module, we will install the Amplify CLI and initialize the Amplify project using the CLI. What you will learn: install and configure Amplify CLI, initialize the Amplify application. Key concepts: Amplify CLI. The Amplify CLI allows you to create, manage, and remove Amazon Web Services directly from your terminal. Install Amplify CLI. The Amplify command line interface is a unified toolchain to create Amazon Web Services cloud services for your application following a simple guided workflow. Let's go ahead and install the Amplify CLI. By the way, let me check again, where did I create my, in Oregon. So that's USA West 2, okay. Let's go ahead and install the Amplify CLI using the command prompt, Windows, or the terminal, Mac OS. Note, this command can be run in any directory in your command prompt terminal, as the G indicates the binary will be installed globally on the system. Okay, so I'm gonna run this into the Docker container. It doesn't matter, I'm into the folder of my application. Actually, it's gonna be globally installed. Thanks God is a no package. Okay, so I'm gonna pause and resume when it's done. So it seems to me it's doing something. Probably is gonna be done soon. Of course, warning as usual. For this no package manager, or these no packages. Let me look at here. It's okay actually, the I/O system is not that loaded. Mostly the CPU. Okay. So that's it. Actually, it's done. Added 1,213 packages and audited 1,231 packages in 3 minutes. 43 packages are looking for funding. 1 npm fund for detail fund. 31 low service vulnerabilities. To address all issues, run npm audit fix. Run npm audit for details. Okay. Not gonna do that right now. Just copy this for any case. Okay, let's continue now. So now we have installed the Amplify CLI. Configure the Amplify CLI. Amazon Identity and Access Management enables you to manage users and user permissions in Amazon Web Services. The CLI uses IAM to create and manage services programmatically on your behalf via a CLI. To configure the CLI, run the configure command. To see a video walkthrough of the CLI configuration process, click here. I'll open the video, but I'm not gonna watch it right now. I think it's pretty obvious what we have to do. Just let's run it. Amplify configure. Okay, so Now I'm gonna choose the region. Plugin scan successful. Then initialize the version. Okay, so sign in to your Amazon Web Services administrator account. Press enter to continue. I already signed in. I'm already signed in, so okay, I'm there. Now let's press enter to continue. Not sure how many times I have to hit enter. Okay, I'm using US West 2 because Oregon is US West 2. US West 2. Move up and down to reveal more choices. Okay, so US West. Username. I will leave it as it is. Amplify JTKGG. It's randomly generated, it's obvious to me, so it doesn't matter. Complete the user credential using the Amazon Web Services console. Console Amazon Web Services, IAM, home, region, US West 2, user, new, step, final, access key, username, amplify, blah blah, permission type, policies, IAM, Amazon resource, name, Amazon Web Services, policy. Okay, so let me copy this, and since I don't have a browser into the Docker container, I'm gonna paste it here, otherwise probably would open the browser. Initialize amplify application. Okay, so next we'll deploy a backend and initialize the backend environment locally. That's step number, that's the next step. Okay, so now once we open the IAM, you can add multiple users at once with the same access type. I actually watched the tutorial and they just click next permission and that's it. Okay. Administrator access, Alex for business device setup, Alexa for business administrator, set permissions, attach existing policy directly, copy permission from existing user, set permissions boundary, next task, create user without the permission boundary, add user to group, copy permissions from existing user. No, I'm not gonna do this. Text, next tag. This is optional, so not gonna do that. Create user. I should get, yeah, exactly, this is what I need. Access key ID. I'm gonna copy and paste it here. Access key ID. And secret. This is called secret access key. Okay, so now we're done with that. You successfully created the user shown below. You can view and download user security credentials. You can also email users instructions for signing in to the Amazon Web Services Management Console. This is the last time these credentials will be available to download. However, you can create new credentials at any time. Users with Amazon Web Services Management Console access can sign in at... Okay, let me copy this. I may need it eventually, I don't know. I'm not going to close that right now. Let's go back. Press enter to continue. Gonna hit enter again. Access key ID. This is the access key ID. I just copy it and paste it here. Secret access key. Copy. Hopefully they copy and paste it correctly. Profile name, I'm gonna leave it default. This would create the Amazon Web Services profile in your local machine. Okay, my local machine is my Docker container. Successfully set up the new user. Gonna copy this just for any case. Now we have to continue again within the browser. That's why I'm opening the port 4242, because they say actually here in this tutorial that this is the port which needs to be open. My browser should communicate with the CLI on this port. Next, we will deploy a backend and initialize the backend environment locally. In the Amplify console, click on Backend Environments and click on Get Started. Wait for the backend to be deployed. Okay, so right now I have to go to the Amplify console. Amplify console, it's here. Backend environment. And what does it say? Backend environment, get started. So we have to hit this button. Get started. Setting up admin UI. Amplify console. Amplify console is the control center for your full stack app. Configure and manage your app backend and host your web app with continuous integration. Setting up admin UI. Configure app backend. Okay, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 steps. Okay, setting up UI, infrastructure as code. Step number 3, all configured backend definition is available as infrastructure as code. Okay, initializing backend environment, easy to share admin UI access. Team members can configure and manage the app backend without logging into Amazon Web Services. Add team member. Okay, the next step, initializing backend environment, Amplify web hosting. Amplify offers full management web hosting. Okay, here. With easy custom domain setup, redirects, password, blah blah. Initializing backend environment. And that's it, probably. Okay, so the backend probably has been for my application has been done. Actions. Okay, so connect your app to this backend environment using the Amplify CLI by running the following command from your project root folder. I'm in my project root folder right now, but it requires a connection with the browser, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so now in the backend environment tab, click Open Admin UI. Open Admin UI. Okay. this is it. Open admin. It doesn't happen with the right mouse button, so let me go back. In any case, opens a new window, new tab. Documentation support. Okay, amplify admin. Loading. Okay, I have Amplify App React's staging environment. I can do content, user management, data, authentication function, Lambda function, storage, GraphQL, REST API, analytics, predictions, interactions, notifications. So the backend has been built for me. Deploying activities, creating progress, amplify, staging, user initiated, resources to check out. Okay. Data model, create data model, manage app content. Okay, let's go back and read. What else do we need to do? Go back to the admin console backend environment tab and open the local setup instructions. I saw this already. This is the backend. Local setup instructions. Okay, they are open already. Amplify pool, app ID, environment name, staging. Okay. Paste the command into your terminal and follow the setup instructions. Look at now what's gonna happen. Let's keep our fingers crossed. So on port 4242 something is gonna happen. Amplify pool, app ID. Okay, so let's see what happens here. This was a problematic step. Probably if I'm not running into a Docker containers, everything is gonna be okay. Continuing the browser. So let me copy this. I will continue here. Let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens. Yeah, I'm recording right now. That's good. So I'm gonna say, are you sure you want to log into Amplify CLI? Yes. Authentication successfully logged into Amplify Admin UI. Return to the Amplify CLI to continue. Okay. So Visual Studio Code is my ID. Choose your ID. Actually, I'm gonna follow the instructions here. Choose your default editor, Visual Studio Code. Move up and down to reveal more choices. I don't need to reveal more choices. Visual Studio. Choose your default editor. Choose the type of app that you're building. Use arrow keys. Android, Flutter, JavaScript. Choose the type of application. Okay, this should be a JavaScript. JavaScript has been selected anyway. I'm just gonna hit enter right now. Let me save it. 82. Okay, so I'm gonna hit enter here. What JavaScript framework are you using? Let me check. What JavaScript framework are you using? React. It's already selected. Source directory path. Source directory path source. Yeah, it is source. Distribution directory path. Come on. Distribution directory path build. Build command. npm run script build. npm run script start. Start command npm run script. Okay. Do you plan to modify this backend? Yes, of course. And hit enter. Fetching updates to backend environment, staging from the cloud. What's going on here now? In the application source. So run amplify pull to sync upstream changes. Successfully pulled backend environment, staging from the cloud. Amazon Web Services amplify. Yeah. I think this is what I started. Another one is called full stack. This is amplify. Okay. So it asks me for this one. Build public index file icon readme. I don't know what changes did it make, but anyway, so let's follow the instructions, and that's it. Amplify. Okay, so I think I have the backend. Conclusions. You have initialized the Amplify project and are now ready to start adding features. We'll add an entire user authentication flow with just a few lines of code in the next module. To view your Amplify project in the dashboard at any time, you can now run the following command: Amplify console. Amplify console. Probably supposed to open a browser, but it doesn't happen. So we'll see what happens. Run amplify pull to sync upstream changes. Which site do you want to open? Amplify console. Amplify admin UI, amplify console. To view your Amplify project in the dashboard, I see the Amplify React staging environment, community, whatever. Okay, let's continue with that. Amplify admin UI, amplify console. Amplify console, probably. So it says open this URL. Successfully logged into Amplify admin UI. Return to the Amplify CLI, continue. Okay, so let me go to the console and see what happens. Build staging, create complete. Latest deployment activity, create complete, create in progress. Pre-requests the Amplify command line interface CLI toolchain to create integrated Amplify pool environment name staging. To continue working on the backend, install the Amplify CLI and make updates by running the command below from the root of your project folder. I'm in the root of my project folder. Git ignore readme. Okay, so I'm there. Okay, let's follow the instructions. Amplify pool. I followed the instructions and they just told me to do that and I did it. Okay, so amplify configure, I did this. Now in our console, click the backend environment, click on the get started. I copied and pasted whatever needed to be pasted and I added whatever needed. Okay, so that's it. Let me move this to the right of the marker. That's completed. App authentication, 10 minutes. This is the next module we'll work on. Okay.